Hey everyone, and welcome to this deep dive. So I have to tell you, I'm actually really excited today because we're talking about something that's, well, it's made a genuine difference for me lately.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
It's called BioDynamix joint genesis. Seriously, for months I was dealing with that annoying stiffness when I first woke up.
Ugh, the morning creaks. I know the
Yeah,
feeling.
exactly. And just like feeling less flexible overall, it was starting to make my daily walks, which I love, feel a bit like a chore.
Yeah, okay, so what changed?
Well, I started taking Joint Genesis, and honestly, it feels like a switch flipped. The stiffness is way down, and I'm just moving more easily.
That's fantastic.
It really is.
Yeah.
And because I know so many of you listening are looking for real solutions that actually work, I really wanted to share this.
Makes sense. So we've dug into it.
We have. We looked at, well, everything we could find, product reviews, some news articles, and crucially, the science behind the ingredients.
Good. Get the full picture.
Right. So the goal today is really to cut through all the marketing hype and just help you understand what joint genesis might actually do based on what we found.
Sounds like a plan.
And hey, just right off the bat, if this already sounds like something you might be interested in, there's a link in the description below. You can get special discounted pricing on joint genesis there. Definitely worth a look.
Okay, so let's get into why something like joint genesis could even work. It often comes down to our joints as we age, right? Specifically, the synovial fluid. That's the liquid inside your joints. It acts like a natural lubricant and shock absorber, kind of like oil in an engine, keeping things moving smoothly.
Right. I've heard it called joint jelly sometimes.
Exactly. And a really big part of that jelly is a substance called hyaluronan.
Hmm.
But here's the thing. As we get older, our bodies naturally start making less of it.
Ah, okay. So less hyaluronan means.
It means the synovial fluid can get thinner, less viscous, and when that happens, you don't have as much cushioning between the bones.
So they can kind of rub together more? Ouch.
Precisely. And that leads to that stiffness, the discomfort, sometimes pain, that a lot of people start noticing.
Okay, that makes so much sense. That thinning jelly idea really clicks with how my joints used to feel sort of creaky.
And that's apparently the problem joint genesis is designed to tackle. It's formulated by BioDynamix, and I think Dr. Mark Weiss is involved.
Yes, that's right. Dr. Mark Weiss.
And the idea is to address that root cause, the decline in hyaluronan. So it aims to help replenish those levels and also support a healthy inflammatory response in the joints.
What I found really cool was the inspiration they mentioned. It came from looking at this village in Japan, Yuzurihara.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, the elderly people there are known for having amazing joint health way into old age, and their diet is naturally rich in stuff that supports hyaluronan.
That's fascinating. Sort of learning from traditional diets. So how does joint genesis actually do this? What's in it?
Okay, so the star ingredient seems to be something called Mobilee.
Mobilee. Right. I saw that mentioned. It's patented, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And it's not just plain hyaluronic acid. It contains that, but also collagen and other polysaccharides. The key claim is that it's been shown in studies to significantly increase hyaluron levels in the body.
How significant that?
Some sources were claiming like up to 10 times more.
Wow. Okay. Tenfold is a lot. And there's clinical research on it.
Yeah, apparently studies suggest that taking 80 milligrams daily, which is the dose in joint genesis, could lead to noticeable improvements in joint comfort, usually within about 6 months of using it consistently. Did you find it took that long?
Well, for me, yeah, it wasn't like boom, fixed overnight. But definitely over a few months of taking it every day, I felt a real shift, like a gradual easing.
Okay.
The stiffness definitely lessened. And things just felt smoother, especially my knees,
That matches what the research suggests then, and the other ingredients seem designed to kind of back that up, right?
Totally. There's pycnogenol. That comes from French maritime pine bark.
Right, I've heard of that one. It's supposed to be a really strong antioxidant.
Exactly. Potent antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. So the idea is it helps calm down inflammation in the joints, which is a big factor in pain, and it might also help improve blood flow to the area.
Okay, better circulation, less inflammation. Makes sense. And then there's ginger root too.
Yep, good old ginger.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it's great for inflammation. It has compounds, gingerols, and shogails that are known to help with joint pain and, again, potentially boost circulation.
So multiple angles on inflammation and blood flow.
And they add Boswellia serrata to that.
Boswellia, okay. What's its role?
Similar focus anti-inflammatory, it contains something called boswellic acid, which studies suggest can reduce joint swelling and discomfort. Yeah. So you've got Mobilee for the lubrication, and then pycnogenol, ginger, and boswellia all working on the inflammation and comfort side.
It feels pretty comprehensive.
And then there's one more key piece, bioperine.
Ah, the black pepper extract.
That's the one. Now, bioperine doesn't directly, fix your joints itself, but what it does is really important. It helps your body absorb all those other beneficial ingredients much more effectively.
So it's like a bioavailability booster.
Exactly. And make sure you're getting the most out of everything else in the capsule.
Okay, that's smart. It really does feel like they thought about how the ingredients work together, and honestly, the benefits they list line up so well with what I felt.
Like what specifically?
Well, they talk about lubricated and nourished joints check, that's how mine feel now, supporting the body's natural inflammatory response.
Right, with the pycnogenol and Boswellia.
Yeah, that seems to be happening. And the big one for me, improved joint comfort and flexibility. That's been huge for just like my daily life, my walks.
Getting back to feeling more youthful in your movement.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a great way to put it. And it really feels linked to keeping that synovial fluid healthy, like you explained. Now, I should
Yeah.
mention, we did see one article, I think it was on a site called RevGear Sports. It had a more negative take, questioning if the dosages of some ingredients were high enough compared to standalone studies.
Okay, that's fair to bring up. It's true that individual results with any supplement can vary, and people might metabolize things differently.
Right.
But it's also key to remember that Joint Genesis uses ingredients like Mobilee at the specific dosage used in its clinical studies, which showed positive results. And often, formulations rely on the synergistic effect, how ingredients work together, which might be different from taking them in isolation.
That makes sense. And honestly, that one review seemed like an outlier compared to the amount of positive feedback we found elsewhere.
Yeah, the user testimonials seem overwhelmingly positive from what we saw in sources like All About Joint Genesis, Globe News Wire, and other review aggregators.
Oh, absolutely. Reading through them was really encouraging. You see people like Dave Sherman calling it life-changing, Mary Mazur talking about big gains in mobility, Marco Swiesolowski feeling more energetic.
Real people, real results reported.
Yeah. Anne Wisconsin, Martha L., Robert T., Susan W., Mike R., Anna S., Jonathan K., even a Reddit user mentioned feeling much better. They talk about less pain, more flexibility, getting back to gardening or playing with grandkids, just living life more fully. It's inspiring stuff.
Where it really is. It suggests that for many people, this formulation is hitting the mark.
And for anyone listening who's hearing these stories and thinking, maybe this could help me too, just a reminder, that link is in the description. You can find the special discounted pricing for Joint Genesis there.
Good reminder. And something else important that came up in multiple sources is the focus on quality and safety.
Yes, definitely. They emphasize it's made in the USA.
Right, in FDA-inspected facilities that follow CGMP, current good manufacturing practices. Those are pretty strict standards for quality control in supplements.
That's reassuring. And they also listed as being free from common allergens, right? Like gluten, dairy, nuts, soy.
Yeah, eggs, crustaceans, GMOs, BPAs. They say it's vegetarian and vegan-friendly too, although I think one source noted Mobilee itself might be animal-derived, so that's maybe a small point of clarification needed depending on strictness.
Okay, good point. But generally, pretty clean formula, it seems.
Seems that way. Focused ingredients, quality manufacturing.
Absolutely. And again, folks, if that quality and the potential benefits sound good to you, the link for the special discount on Joint Genesis is waiting for you in the description.
Okay, so wrapping up our deep dive here. What's the takeaway? It seems Joint Genesis uses a pretty targeted strategy. It focuses on supporting that vital synovial fluid, primarily through replenishing hyaluronan with Mobilee.
Right. Addressing the root cause of that case-related stiffness for many people.
Then it combines that with some well-regarded natural anti-inflammatories like pycnogenol, ginger, and Boswellia to tackle discomfort and swelling.
Plus the bioperine to make sure it all gets absorbed properly.
Exactly. And this approach seems supported not just by the science behind the individual ingredients, but also by a large volume of positive user reports mentioning, real improvements in comfort and mobility.
And I have to say, my own experience really mirrors that positive feedback. It's made a noticeable difference for me. Now, sure, like we said, individual results might vary.
Always the case with supplements.
But the overall picture, combining the scientific reasoning and the user experiences, looks pretty compelling.
Which kind of leads to a final thought for you listening.
Yeah.
If you've been struggling with joint issues, feeling that stiffness, or just wanting to maintain mobility as you get older, the information we've looked at today suggests Joint Genesis could be a really worthwhile option to consider for supporting your joint health and staying active.
I couldn't agree more. Based on my results and everything we've discussed, it feels like a solid approach. So one last time, don't forget to check out that link in the description for the special discounted pricing.
And it's worth adding, many sources mentioned a 180-day money-back guarantee.
Oh, that's huge. Yeah, 180 days. That really makes trying it pretty much risk-free, doesn't it? You get plenty of time to see if it actually works for you.
Definitely takes the pressure off giving it a shot.
Absolutely. So check the link, consider a guarantee, and see if joint genesis might be the thing to help you move more freely again.